Greetings from the high 10. It is Everyday Shenanigans. Thanks for joining me. I would like to get down to business pertaining to these foster children out of Rochester. Well, so sorry, so sorry. I don't know. I can't get it together for nothing pertaining to giving you all the 411 on any information. It's like the devil just like, I don't want you talking about nothing pertaining to any kids. Once again, if I can get this party started, this storyline is pertaining to two children that were missing out of Greece, New York, outside of Rochester, New York. This event took place yesterday evening around 8:40 p.m. The children have been located. They are safe. It is believed that the father is the suspect in the abduction from the foster home. He had a co-conspirator with him. One of the children sustained a cut lip that was left behind in the house. The mother and I believe two children were tied together. So that is also kidnapping charges of the said foster mother and other children that were bound with the mother. They left in her van. They ditched the van not too far from the said home at an apartment complex, if I'm not mistaken. So that means they had a getaway car. They have not located the two suspects, who are believed to be around 175 pounds and 200 pounds. Believed to be African American. The children are African American. They are safe. This father, bio father, kidnapped the son from an elementary school last year around January 25th, 2020. I'm going to bring you two sources of information. One is People Magazine and Web Sleuths, if you need verification for the information I'm bringing to you. It's a crazy story. I can't even get my thoughts together. This is insane. Okay. Dimitri, who's the father, bio father, went to the said elementary school last January 2020 to retrieve his kids from a receiving area. And he took his son, who he had no rights to get because he did not have custodial rights. Hello, everybody. He did not have custodial rights to take the child. He struck the principal with his vehicle while leaving the scene. He has been charged with 4 misdemeanor charges pertaining to this said attempted kidnapping. There was also CPS at the school at the time, which I found really odd. I don't know, they just happened to be there, but they were trying to intervene with the stopping of Mr. Dimitri, trying to get from him getting his child, his son. He also had another child with him. A 2-year-old child was also along for this ride of kidnapping the son at the school a year ago. So go figure. I'm assuming this is one of his other children. I do not know. No charges have been filed in this case at the moment. Mr. Dimitri put a petition on change.org 2 months ago pertaining to this situation. He is alleging that he's been fighting CPS for 3 years trying to get custody of his said children. And he believes that he has been I guess he's upset with CPS because he alleges false allegations have been brought against him for abuse of his said children. The charges are abuse and neglect on behalf of CPS against Mr. Cash. He is also alleging that his children have been mistreated. There is a photo that's been uploaded now viral of a child's face, but they're saying he didn't bring any type of substantiated evidence pertaining to the allegations of foster care abusing his children. A family member has gone on record to say that he has been fighting this case for years against CPS. CNY Central says there is more to this story that has been told. And the brother has spoken out, a guy by the name of Patrick. And Patrick says he has not spoken to his brother, but he gets information through his parents pertaining to whatever's going on with the brother, children, etc. Patrick says the kids at one time lived with his parents, but then they were taken to foster care. He says they are loving, adorable kids. He did not know that the children were living down the street from him until the story broke on Tuesday, which is today, I guess, that the children were missing and now found. Mr. Patrick also says that he would like to take the children in once they, I guess, go forward. He says he can offer the children a good life. No, he says he offers his children have a good life. His own children have a good life, and he knows that he can give his nephew and niece a great life. And this set of information I've brought to you right now is from people.com and Web Sleuths. And as I state, this is a very odd story. You don't know what to believe. Who's telling the truth? This is just another story mimicking Cow City at the moment. He said, she said. I didn't do that. No, I didn't. So what is the truth? Because now this story is getting worse by the minute. But because once you start bringing up allegations that you're accused of abusing your child, now you're accusing the state home where the children are. You're accusing that person of, yes, it's a big mess. You're accusing that person of abusing your child or more parties. They have uploaded pictures to social media to show you what the house looks like inside. It's a very quaint home, 2-level home, I'm assuming. I don't know if it has a basement or not, but it showed bedrooms, clean, tidy, stress-free living. But you know I'm not enamored by pictures, because pictures don't really mean anything to the queen. Okay, you can have a nice, clean house. That does not mean you're doing right by the children inside of the house. We all know that. But what I'm concerned is who's telling the truth in the situation. Oh, and by the way, no super chats during the lives, please. Please put that note down into the chat for anybody coming in if you don't mind. No super chats while I go live. You are free to donate to this channel through $ Big Angie 129. I do not want your money getting snipped by YouTube. That is information that I gathered here recently. So please, no super chats. And if one of you don't mind, just periodically put that in the chat so when people are coming in, they'll know not to donate any money through the super chats. Thank you so much. This is a crazy story because what I have to ask myself, now that the cat's out of the bag, Mr. Patrick is saying that the children lived with his parents at one time. So what I have to say to that is, well, Patrick, baby, well, if the children stayed with your parents at one time, why are they in foster care? Yeah, you know, Queen always brings the variables. I don't duck goose around any information that is brought to the table. Why are the children in foster care? You're alleging that they've been there for 2 years. That is what the police are alleging. Hello, everybody. So I don't know anything. You all cannot ask me any questions about this story. I just got on it today. I don't know anything about Mr. Cash. Let me make that clear. I know nothing about this case. I just got on it today. Hello, everybody. But what I'm saying is, when I went digging, because it took me a while to get this little bit of information I could find, Patrick, the brother, who doesn't even speak to the brother, which that's interesting as well. Why did, what happened with your parents? Did your parents not want the kids, couldn't afford the kids, or did the state say, no, they can't stay here, we're taking them to another foster home? And this lady has 7 kids in her care, and I'm also going to address that. Those are my top questions right now. Who's telling the truth? Dimitri, I saw on another YouTuber's channel where he's alleging that an ex-girlfriend or somebody is alleging false allegations in that case of abuse of the children, and then they have recanted. So that makes me wonder, well, why would you say he abused the kids, then take it back? You and your daughter accused him of abusing these 2 kids, but then you recanted. Where do we have receipts on that? Did you abuse your children? Where is the biological mother? Why is this just a story about a man allegedly kidnapping the kids from the foster care home? Where is the biological mother? And it also states in this information that they are looking for him as a suspect in his kidnapping. And they're also trying to find the biological mother. I forgot to bring that to you guys. And it's also asking for help from the neighbors with door cameras and anyone in the area with the video surveillance. If you will please call the Greece, New York Police Department, because your video can aid them in finding who all went in the house, broke in the house, and took the children. Yes, Pretty K, I saw all about that, dear. I'm still trying to find. So what is crazy? It's too many questions. Once again, dealing with foster care children. Why were the kids removed from the father? Why did he have the children? Where is the biological mother? Did they date in between having the kids? What happened? Who's this other chick that's claiming that he abused the kid along with her daughter, then retracted the statement? Is that the same woman who's the mother of these children or not? Who is the 2-year-old that was with him last year when he went to kidnap his son? Is that another one of his children? Where is that child? Lord, have mercy, I'm dead. Any, miny, miny, mo. You know the rest. This is crazy. I thought California City was crazy. But as the queen started digging up little lint balls and popcorn seeds, now we find out his parents had the children. Where's the biological mother? Now here comes the brother saying he wants the kids. Well, how's that going to work out? You and your brother not even talking to one another. Now we have to wonder why you two are not talking. Thank you, Deborah. I love her, me too. I love her, me too, baby. I'm telling you. I'm trying to keep my composure and not, just be silly and ignorant because this is a serious situation with children, but something is wrong. Let me take these focus off because I can't do these. Marshall, don't start today. So why don't you join the police department? I don't need to be no detective. I'm not trying to detect anything. Matter of fact, Marshall, you on the East Coast, you can go up there and detect if you like. No, thank you. But seriously, right, Pretty K, and that's where I would get ready to go with that. Where's the biological mother? Then you got the kids. Then the kids went to your parents' house. So how did your parents step in to get the kids? Now here come you kidnapping the kids allegedly. And now you on the run, you and a friend, brother, cousin, Pookie, whomever, that barged up in that house, broke up in that house. Now your brother steps in, a brother who you are not speaking to for whatever reason. Now he wants your children. Hell no. Hell to the no. And I'm saying that only because I'm seeing a pattern with the kids going from place to place. So I'm not going to ride on the ride of anybody having the children. That's just the queen. Because right now, you don't know who to believe in this story. And if I'm telling you, somebody's related to them fools out there in California. Can I get an amen? Somebody is related to these people in California. Somebody got a third cousin, an eighth cousin. It's West versus Cash. Cash and West. I'm over this nonsense right now. This is buffoonery pertaining to these children. I don't understand what is going on. Yes, foolery, buffoonery. This is sad to me. Because once again, we're getting into that tit for tat. And this will start people with their commentary, start arguing and bickering on social media. Who's right? Oh, it's CPS's fault. No, it's the baby mama's fault. No, it's the baby daddy's fault. No, it's the grandmama's fault. You see where I'm going? And that's something I don't want to get into, but I have to ask all the questions because all this information has been revealed just from the little digging that I've done. So now we're talking about GoFundMe pages, change.org. You had the baby. Somebody made a claim, a girlfriend. Is that also the baby mama and her child? Who is that female that made the claim? How you doing, Anthony? I am confused. And this is something I hate because I've been talking about two precious children out of California missing. And now here comes We done ventured to the East Coast with the same type of buffoonery, the same type of he said, she said. I lost my rights, but now I'm looking at my children. And they don't look right. They don't smell right. And the picture that I did see on somebody else's YouTube channel of one of the children, how he got that photograph, how he was able to be with the children, I do not know. But that baby's face was broke up. That baby's face was broke up. Kind of like, I don't know, his face was washed with something. And it just broke out really bad down to the meat. Because you can see it's white to the meat. So what happened? And if this is while the child's in foster care, what happened? And how did he know that his child was in that foster home? No, the children have been found, sweetheart. The children have been found. Anybody coming into the chat, the children have been found. They have been located. It does not specify where the children were located, but the suspect, who is believed to be the biological father, is not apprehended, and the person who went along with him. Also, let me say that his family, or a family member, and I don't want to group everybody into the category, but a family member has said that they don't think he would have done this break-in of stealing the children. Well, most are probably in their right mind will say, well, yeah, Pookie did that because Pookie did it last year at the schoolhouse. Pookie went to the school and took the child knowing he didn't have custody of his children. Well, Pretty K, good luck with finding her. If you find her, contact me on IG. I'm 2 minutes from reaching out to one of these people, because they might say, well, ma'am, I saw your live and that you weren't nice. I'm confused. Well, Pookie, you said Pokey. You gonna put another O in there. But seriously, there's something going on. There's something going on with these people. Because, oh, you okay, Skulls? Cherie, how you doing, baby? Cherie, I need to holler at you. You need to call me on IG when I come off the live. You are the mama we all needed. Girl, child, I don't know if you're a guy, girl. I don't know. But one thing I do know is that I was hoping this case would not mirror the other case in California. That's all I'm going to say. And now that all these little popcorn seeds are popping out, little lint balls, it's not looking good. It's too much he said, she said already. Okay, baby. Well, you get some rest, Cherie. I have another thing I'm going to mention, too. Besides wondering where the biological mother is, wondering if the allegations are true against Mr. Cash, wondering why the kids were taken from the family, his parents, or did they willingly give the kids over to foster care? Okay, Cherie. What I want to know is 7 children in this foster care. And let me also say, before I get too far in the live, that the state of New York gives between $500 plus to $709 per foster child. Nowhere near the amount that the state of California gives. And we do know that New York is not a cheap place to live, at least in the inner city. Manhattan, is a very expensive place to live. For those of you who have not ventured to the New York State or the New York City area, New York City is a very expensive place to try to lay your head. Now, I can't speak for the other parts of New York City. I mean, the state of New York, upper New York. I can't speak of what the rent and the real estate value is, but I do watch a lot of HGTV in New York. Hello, everybody. And I do know you're not even doing nothing with 200 G's in New York. Shut your mouth. So what I have to ask myself, this all they giving for foster care in the state of New York. 500 plus to 709 for a foster care child. And why this lady got 7 kids in her house? I'll wait. I got 24 in the room, 10 thumbs up. Yeah, the queen's gonna go there. You know how I do. I don't leave a stone unturned. Why you got 7 kids in your house, Miss Lady? 7 kids. That's a lot of damn children. And let me say, for those of you who like to procreate, that is your business. If you want to have a house full of children in your home. But the queen is wondering in this day and time why anyone would want a lot of kids. I'm just saying. Yes, there was a lot of children that popped up on that register that I was looking at when I was trying to get this information that I could not get for some reason. That's a whole nother story. We're not going to even talk about that. Some dirty device I got that can't do nothing with. Hi, Joelle. How you doing, baby? But the point is, a lot of little faces started popping up when I was trying to do my research pertaining to this. 7. When I was doing my research tonight, trying to hurry up and get on, a lot of little faces started popping up missing out of New York. Hello, Rebecca. How's everybody doing in the chat? I was like, this is crazy. All these little faces popping up and these cute little bunny rabbits in foster care with 5 more children. Yeah, I'm feeling some type of way. And I can say this. I try not to judge CPS. I don't want to judge the parents. I only go by the information that's given to me. And I am one of those type of people. I don't digest information like other people. I think a lot of people speak from their personal experiences. So that's why they'll feel a certain way as being either on the side of the bio parent or being on the side of CPS. I always say you can't be on any side because you don't know the situation. You don't know who said what. You don't know the conversation that took place between the parents and the workers. Because let me tell you something. It's something that you ought to seem to understand. If you're fighting for your child, let's say, and let's say you get a little heated in a conversation, well, you can come off as threatening. You may not mean to. You follow me? But you might elevate your tone. And somebody might say, no, I don't think the kids need to be with him or her. They got an attitude problem. Well, they might have an attitude problem because they want their children. They're trying to prove they can get their kids back. They want their kids back. So who's to say that in a conversation you get heated and somebody decides to say, nah, that's okay. I don't like your attitude. You're not getting your kids. So now you've lost a chance just because maybe you got heated. God forbid you called the worker out their government name. You know where I'm going with that. See, you don't know everything because all that's hush hush. And CPS is not getting ready to tell you nothing about who said what color dress they wore in the meeting. You see where I'm going. The only person version you're going to get is the biological parents. And they might fudge, fabricate, add a little, take away. You don't know what to believe. And we as people tend to believe people who we're cool with. That's just how it goes. Oh, I believe him. That's my mama. That's my cousin. She ain't got no reason to lie. He ain't got no reason to lie. But I always say, look at the situation itself. How did they get in that situation? So I'm going to say this to anybody with kids. You need to be careful how you talk to your children, how you discipline your children, the business you repeat about your children, your personal business. Because you see, the little things that you don't think is a big deal could have you in the same situation as these stories that I talk about. Because maybe you like to puff a little bit. You like to drink a little bit. You may have a temper problem, attitude problem, mental problem. Your ass is bipolar. Hey, I'm keeping it 100. You don't have good rationing skills. You can't keep a job. You job hump, jump, skip. You got men issues. You pick dirty men to lay up with. You pick dirty women to lay up with. You interchange partners often. Well, see, all those little things can be used against you with your children. Now, when you single, you can puff, drink, smoke, fall on the floor, walk around naked, talk crazy, be bipolar, all you want. Because there's nobody to go say, she got a dog in there, she got 12 cats in there, she got 5 kids and 6 cats, and it stink, it smell. The children look bad. They don't get their hair combed. They look kind of light. They ain't eating. See where I'm going? Right. See, there's no such thing as, I'm grown, I do what I want to do. They're my kids. I'll say what I want to them. I talk to them how I want to. I treat them what I want to. I cuss them out if I want to. No, you won't. Because you're going to be like these people, spinning a web about how CPS took your children. So all I'm telling you is if you are a parent or you're a guardian of some children, you got to watch every little thing you do and say, so long as you have somebody under 18 in your house. Because what you don't think is a big deal is a big deal to somebody listening, or as we say in the street, ear hustling. So you like to get crunk on the weekends, fall down drunk through the week. You might want to do that inside of your house with all your blinds closed and your ring off your phone. Don't go live. Don't post it on Facebook. Keep it to your damn self. Because you see, we live in an age where people forget their manners and they like to post things. They like to talk about their business. They like to tell Pookie, Ray, Susie Mae what they did last night. But you forgot you have children in your house. So now you're telling what you do. Thank you, Raven. Thank you, baby. I thought I'd try to look a little nice for you all tonight. You then have exposed yourself. And then now here comes a letter and a knock at your door. Oh, hello, Miss Jones. May I speak to you, please, about your children? Well, and that's what's wrong with everybody. Pretty K, that's right. You've got to know when to keep your mouth closed. You've got to think about the things you do, because it is a known fact that once CPS come around, they gonna stay around until they get tired of you and either close the case or attempt to take your children. Yes, Jasmine. It's always a Pookie and a Ray, baby. And that's the 411 pertaining to this case. Thank you so much for joining me. I've got 27 in the room, 17 thumbs up. God is good. I just feel so just confused and baffled by this. I call those type of people mouth almighty. Marsha, hush. Okay, Marsha, I'm not fooling with you now. But I'm just saying, if you don't want to end up in a situation, you need to just watch how you carry yourself with your children. Well, like I said, I don't judge either or, because I don't know and I'm not there. So one thing I don't do, I don't speak on behalf of nobody. You seem nice, but I don't really know what you do behind closed doors. I don't know how you treat your children. Just like I don't know the worker that works this case or that case or the supervisor. I don't know. I only go by the information that has been given. And right now in this case of Mr. Dimitri Cash, it looks grim because one, he did this stunt last year with his kid, taking him from the elementary school for charges, misdemeanor charges. In that case, now we're in a new year, January once again, 2021, and he allegedly is linked to this case with another cohort for breaking and entering, tying up a mother and 2 children, and retrieving 2 children that belonged to him. So he thought, out of there, it is also alleged that one other child's lip got cut in the midst of this kidnapping scheme. They stole the foster mother's van. They ditched the van. Then they obviously went and got in another vehicle. They don't know if the children got in that vehicle or not, but the children are now safe. But see, where I have also the problem is when you all realize Mr. Cash was the one that kidnapped his child or attempted to kidnap his child last year. Why are the children still in the same foster home? And Skulls, that's what I was saying in my last video. Can you imagine being the child? Can you imagine seeing your father bust in there, ski mask, 9 times out of 10, you know it's your daddy. You know your daddy's eyes. Daddy, what you doing? They're probably petrified. You busting all up in there with ski mask on and wrangling everybody around and tying up everybody. Then poof, you take these kids out of there on the run, out of breath, huffing and puffing like the big bad wolf. That would be scary for a child. And see, this is what I'm saying. Why I know this food is not thinking. Dimitri, you were not thinking. You weren't thinking last year and you're not thinking yesterday. And it's sad that now these kids, who's to say they don't take them out this foster home? The same one you say is abusing them. Well, let's just say they are being abused. Well, guess what? Perhaps the CPS worker, supervisor will say, well, we're going to move them out of here for safety reasons. Because now, allegedly, the family lives down the street, the grandparents or the brother, because I don't know if he stays with his mom and daddy, whomever, Patrick. He just says, I didn't know they were living down the street, which I found that odd. Your nephew and a niece live down the street, and you didn't know they lived down the street. And I'm sure this Greece, New York, is not probably no big old city. Y'all know where the queen going. You didn't know they were living down the street, Patrick? Okay. I just find that very odd. How does the father know where the kids live? And how is it that you only found out today the kids live down the street from you and you the uncle? I'll wait. Hot tamale time. I'm missing something. Help a queen understand. Where's the biological mother? Baby, where you at? Oh, baby mama, where you at? Chris. Hey, baby. Everybody welcome Mr. Chris. I saw your upload. It was in my queue. This is a crazy story. But I'm going to tell you something. I don't usually reach out to people in these cases. But in this instance, this is probably the one case I wouldn't mind asking a few questions to somebody related to Mr. Cash. And Patrick, if you out there and you want to holler at the queen, I'll gladly talk to you because I'm confused. And why this child, these children then went from place to place to place. And I'm just going to be truthful. There's no way that the children are safe with this foster mother. Not at this point, no. And I would like to know if the children were at this foster home last year when the father attempted to take the little boy. Because what we have to ask ourselves, where was the little girl at? Did she attend the same school or what was going on? Because let's see. He's 5. No, she wouldn't have been in school because she's a toddler. So how did he even know where to find the children? They say the children have been in foster care with this family 2 years, I'm assuming, or just foster care in general. Don't quote me. So how did he know where to go to get the child from school last year? How did he know to go to this home this year? And how is it the brother lives down the street from the foster care home? Y'all better, you know the queen gonna ask. Baby, hey, you ain't never see the children outside playing, driving by, ever? Uncle? I'm just asking. Lord have mercy. These stories, they're starting to get, like, this is getting ridiculous. Yes, they will be damaged for a long time. Wonderful interview for you. You asked all the right questions. Hello, Natural Resources. How you doing? Well, you know, my thing is still, I'm not trying to be harassing people in their inboxes. You understand? Because a lot of people don't like people bothering them, especially when you're talking about really serious situations. I don't think they will put them in a foster home so close to a family. Melissa, that's what I thought was odd. That's why I said when I read this, I brought you all the source. So if you want to go back and go back to what I just brought you from Web Sleuths and People, when that uncle said that, I didn't know they was living down the street till today. I thought, in a small town, the way people talk and gossip, man, come on. That woman that went to the grocery store, unless she never took the children outside, you know how people talk in a small town, they tell everything. Girl, I saw your son, honey, I saw your baby at the Kroger, at the Walmart. Oh, I didn't know that lady had your kids. You know how people do, black, white, everybody knows it, and they sure will say something to you. I ain't know they took your kids. What happened? I thought your mama had them. What this lady doing with your babies? I'll wait. Yeah, what happened, Grandma, Grandpa? Why y'all don't have the kids? Because your son then told it. Patrick told us you had the children. So what happened? You gave them up or the state took them from you all? This is weird. This is really weird. Y'all running neck to neck with Cow City right now. Somebody related. Y'all go ahead and check that genealogy chart. Because somebody is related to you know who over there on the West Coast. Somebody's a second, third cousin. I can't. I'm confused. I'm utterly confused. All I'm going to say is I'm praying for these children. I'm praying for their well-being. I'm praying for any child in foster care. That's what his name, cousin. No. Okay, Pretty K. I'm praying for these children because once again, we're discussing some more shenanigans pertaining to some small baby. Sorry, that's the devil. I'll be so glad. You know what? That's why doing the lives is just not working out for me. It's just not working out. Uploading is better because the lives I can't do them for some reason. I don't know what's going on. This is a very odd and peculiar case. There's something very, very strange. I thought I would never have to say that again about foster care and adoption situation. But now here we go once again, almost 1 month to the date of the situation in Cal City. Now we've got two little bitty spiders over here, boy and a girl, brother and sister, like the two out west. Don't you find that interesting? Biologically related. Biological father in this picture, Lucifer in the flesh. It's something, natural resources. I mean, he stays up in here with me. He's like, I don't want you talking about my friends. I said it. Satan said he don't want me talking about friends. Oh, well, I got a job to do. No, but seriously, this is crazy to me. Where is everybody in this storyline? Where was the father living? Did he have a job? You know, you wonder that. Who was the 2-year-old he had with him last year when he attempted to steal his son from the elementary school? Who was that little 2-year-old he had with him? They didn't specify if it was a girl or a boy. So that makes me wonder, whose baby mama belongs to that one? Y'all better shut up. Y'all, excuse my manners. Something going on up there in New York. Y'all got brain freeze up there. Oh my goodness. I wonder, did the mother get the kids back, the foster mother? Because they have to know it's not safe for those children to be living in the house with her. And frankly, she got too many kids. I'm sorry. That's Queen. 7 foster kids. Too many kids. Yeah. Melissa, 7 is a lot, and you brought 7 here. If you had 7 children of your own, and you're taking care of 7 children, that's a lot. Okay, you said she don't want one. Lord have mercy. All under 10. Yes, Marsha. All under 10, 11 years old. So, that's a job having 7 kids in a house. They're all under the age of 11. 5, 3 years old. Still toddlers. This story is crazy to me. He got too many kids, and it seems like all of them been taken. But see, that's the whole point of the story, baby, is that arm started hurting. What's the 411 on him? How long he had the kids? Did he raise them from birth? Was he with the baby mother? Something didn't work out between them two. Did she leave him? Did she leave the kids with him? So see, we don't know all of the 411 pertaining to how he got custody of the children, what happened for him to lose the children. He's saying that a girl and her child made false allegations against him pertaining to child abuse and neglect of these two, and that's how the children got out of his custody. But he says it was false. And then it also was stated, I saw on the internet on someone else's channel today, that the girl and the lady and the child recanted their lies, admitted to lying, allegedly, about the alleged abuse. So one has to say, well, why would you accuse him of abusing his own children? Is it that you felt some type of way? You were mad at him? The relationship wasn't working out? So then what happened? Yeah, that's on somebody else's channel. But the point is, I don't have no receipts to all this. It's just hearsay. But nonetheless, you still see a cycle that something is wrong, that he got his children taken from him. Then allegedly, his brother's now speaking of Patrick, saying the kids stayed with their parents, but then something happened there, and then they ended up in foster care. So how many places, let's just be realistic and truthful, how many places have the 2 children lived since they were born? Because we know a woman carried them. You understand? A woman gave birth. So at some point, the children were with a woman. Honey, hot tamales, like my jacket. So at some point, the children were with a woman, because they came from a woman. Don't make me start rapping like Tupac now. They came from a woman. So where is she? Where is the baby mother? The children came from a woman. How long were they in the care with the mother? When did Mr. Dimitri step into the picture? Or was he always there with the baby mother? Did she get tired of raising them? She said, hey, here, passing the baton on to you. And then somewhere down the line, he messes up with the children, abuse them. Then they get taken from him because a girlfriend, whomever, said, yeah, he beating the kids, whatever she claimed. Now they went to the parents' house, his parents. Now they gone from there. Now they're in foster care. Now you've kidnapped them, dropped them off somewhere because you obviously realize you made a mistake by kidnapping those kids, whether they are yours biologically or not. That was wrong, Mr. Dimitri. You should not have done that. And you've just petrified your own children, plus the children who was in that house, and plus the foster mother in that house. That was wrong what you did. Okay, lies.com. What'd you say? Yes, be truthful, that's wrong. What you mean, Deborah? Lies.com. What you talking about? What's lies.com? 35 in the chat, 29 thumbs up. Where are my viewers? Where is everybody at? I'm right here. Where are you all? Because I'm confused at what's going on with this story. He messed everybody up. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. It's the same names from the cupcake case. Oh, Jasmine. Oh, Dimitri. Well, his name is Dominic. Camille McKinney's father's name is Dominic. But D&D is all the same. He took them all the way to Alabama. This story is crazy. What you mean he took them all the way to Alabama? Y'all, please stop. Look, I could barely get on this evening to get you the 411 pertaining to this madness. This to me is a crazy story. I mean, I'm telling you, like I said, talking about out west is one thing. It said they was found in Alabama. I ain't hear that they was found in Alabama. What source you read that? Girl, you better go on somewhere. Now, I'm really curious now. Go look. Honey, I can barely look. Don't get me to testifying up in here. I didn't pull up anything that said Alabama. I done been on 2 different devices. One of them's a piece of crap. A piece of crap. It won't pull up nothing. Older article. I didn't see Alabama. Everyone I read says the same thing. It doesn't even say where they were found. Montgomery. Lord have mercy. I guess I need to pull up Montgomery news. He got all the way to Montgomery from New York. He didn't take the kids until 8:40. So hell, he drove all night with those kids then. This is crazy. Wow. And Montgomery is down. It's not at the top of Alabama like Huntsville. For those who are not familiar with Alabama, and I'm not claiming to be an expert, but I've been to Alabama moons ago. Huntsville's at the top, which is north. Okay. Our school says 16 hours. That's what I'm trying to say. Huntsville's at the top. Montgomery's under that. My God. They were rolling. 16 hours? I'm dead. I'm dead. Well, I tell you what. If they were found in Alabama, hopefully whoever turned them in or however it went will say, hopefully it's family, some trustworthy family, will say, we will gladly take the children in. I don't even know what I'm saying. Because you done threw me off with this Montgomery, Alabama. No article I pulled up before I logged on here said anything about those kids, where they were found. Sorry about that. The Amber Alert was issued in New York. And as I told you all before, when you all were asking about the Amber Alert situation out in Cal City, they only issue an Amber Alert when they have an identifying source, person, and automobile. So that's why there was never one mentioned in Cal City, because there was never a description of a said person taking the children and or a car seen taking the children. So that is why you don't get Amber Alerts in certain cases, such as Cal City. No car was mentioned, no person was mentioned. In this case, they had an identifying source, which was allegedly the father, and a vehicle. He stole her vehicle. You can say, hey, they stole my car. Licensed social workers being paid to operate child trafficking schemes from the inside. Well, I don't know, Amanda. I don't know. But what are you going to gain by doing that, getting involved with that, when it can get leaked back to you? Because I keep telling you, a lot of people are not savvy enough to hide their indiscretions dealing with wrongdoing. Well, that's why I said be truthful. He made a mistake by stealing those kids. Because you've now got 5 kidnapping charges, breaking and entering, grand theft auto, crossing the states with the children. Those, like you said, those are, you'll get life. They got him, but not the other 2. What are you talking about? Got him. What are you talking about? I don't know what you're talking about, Marsha. I have no idea. It wasn't supposed to be with two suspects, so what are you talking about? Dimitri. So they got Dimitri in Alabama. Well, I wonder where y'all reading all this, because I didn't see nothing before I jumped on about him being apprehended. I thought I saw it one time, but then I kept pulling stuff up and couldn't see nothing. Every article kept saying suspects still on the run. Hell, some of the articles still saying that the kids was missing. I don't know. Oh, an hour ago. Okay. Well, I'll go back in, but I'll go back in, and if I see an update with a source saying they got him, I'll gladly jump up and put another video up. This is sickening to me. 53 minutes in. And once again, I'm talking about foster care children. This is sad to me. Utterly sad. But I thank you all for joining me. I won't keep you all much longer. But those are the questions I had pertaining to this case of Dimitri Cash, 26 years old, of New York. Okay, be truthful. Be nice now. Bye-bye, Dimitri. Well, he did this to himself. You know, like I said, I don't know all the intricate details of what happened between he and CPS and his children. If he indeed abused his children, neglected his children, I do not know. I always say talk to the kids. I'm assuming CPS would talk to the children if they're old enough to talk. They can tell you how they've been treated by their parent. You know, but I also know that children will still love their parents no matter how bad they treat them, because that's all they know. So I don't know, but I know this is even more baffling now that you all are saying in the chat that they found him in Montgomery, Alabama with these babies. This is a really wicked story too, of children being placed from place to place. Father going in, kidnapping one year, then he decides to do it again the second year. This time he gets both kids. I'm trying to figure out where the hell he thought he was going with these kids. Deborah says, have to ask the right questions. Well, you know, a lot of people don't like to ask questions, period. I mean, there are a lot of people out here that when they hear these horrible stories, they're not really in tune or care to ask, you know, why and who and how long this went on. A lot of people just be like, oh, well, you know, it doesn't concern me. Well, we know it don't concern you. But, you know, you have to at least try to act like you're human and have a heart, have some empathy. But we do live in a world where people are empty inside. So it doesn't matter about somebody kidnapping their own kids from a foster care home, or somebody got beat to sleep in their own bed. Just as a lot of people just don't really care about what goes on in the world. I've learned this with a lot of people's conversations. They only care when it's pertaining to them or their family. Well, Jasmine, you know, in his mind, he may have thought he had a plan. Cherie, what are you sending me? Cherie, you know I can't log over because I'm not using another device to pull up anything on IG at the moment because I'm waiting on something, another one to come in the mail, so I can't check anything. Okay, Pretty K. As I told you all, I can't check anything on IG right now. That's why there's no calls, there's no nothing, because I'm only down to this one device I'm using, so I don't have anything to cross over to bring in a call or chat my IG messages. Well, nonetheless, this is sickening. And Dimitri, all I can say is you fucked up, bro. Because this what you did was just unnecessary. Okay, Marshall. I'll go back in when I get off of here and upload another video stating that the children were found. And so everybody will know. But this was a quick story because I just got on the story earlier today that the children were missing. And just as quick as I uploaded a video that they were missing, I get information that they were found. And then as soon as I dig, jump on live, now you all in the chat saying, oh, well, Daddy found too. And, you know, Oh, Lord mercy. Terrible. It's a terrible situation. I don't understand what's going on with people and their kids. Well, I think that's what it was, Denise's land. I think what it was, he felt like I fought these people for 3 years. Nobody believes me. I ended up catching a charge, trying to get my child last year. Okay, I saw the WHEC. I just checked that news. They didn't have nothing. And whatever I saw, I tried to find it again. Sure, they say nothing about no Alabama. He went about it the wrong way, yes, because he's already been down the road. Last year, he has 4 charges last year, taking the little boy from the elementary school. Now you've done it again from the foster care. And like I said, I think it's really creepy and eerie that all these people are related to these children and they have had access to the kids. Because as I state, first it starts with the biological mother. She gave birth to the kids. Where is she at? She did that. Well, okay. It's okay. She had the children first. So how long did she have her own children? When did he get the kids? Okay, sure, I will. When did this father get the children? Or had he been there all along with her raising the children? I do not know. What happened to where he lost the children to where his parents got the kids? Then the parents got the kids out of their custody. Then the kids now went to the foster care. See, this is where I had a problem. All this flim-flam jumping around. Well, and that's the messed up part is that CPS would be crazy to leave the kids in that house now. The smart thing to do is put them kids somewhere way across town or another town over. All together. And do a thorough background check on this foster family that you get ready to take them to. If you can't find a decent relative to take these kids that's on the up and up. Because I really hate to see these kids not have any family relations. Because I'm telling you, my heart aches for them babies in Cal City. Because the thing I think about is they have no one. They had nobody to fight for them. Because you can say you fought, but the state said otherwise. And as I state, I'm not want to argue who's right, who's wrong. But in my heart, I feel the Cal City boys didn't have nothing. Well, schools, it's America, honey. That's what bothers me the most about Cal City. It's the fact that those boys didn't have nothing. They didn't live long on top of this dirt. And to go from place to place, just like this case here, you went from here, then to a family member's house, then to foster care. See, it's a vicious cycle with this hopping. And I've told you all this. That is a known thing that happens with a lot of children in CPS custody. African-American children specifically too now. They can go as young children and end up crossing out of there at 18, 19 years of age. That is terrible that somebody would not choose to do right to get their damn kids back, and or a family member step up to say, well, hey, I'll take the child in because that is my blood. And these children just go from place to place, just hopping. You know, table hopping, 1 house, 2 house, 3 house. And before you know it, like I said, they end up in 15, 16 damn homes and juvenile detention centers by the time they're 18. That is not appropriate living for a child. And you can't expect that child to have any sense of self going from house to house. How is he to trust anybody? He or she can't trust somebody because they don't know anybody. They don't know themselves. So then they become wayward. They start acting out, doing crazy stuff. Now they're a problem. And now we're talking about them as adults. Ooh, he this, he that, he trouble, leave him alone. He's a stick-up guy, he's a robber. She fast, she this, you see where I'm going? Now, I'm not saying there's not no good stories coming out of foster care and adoption. Children who've been homeless, turn out to be Rhodes Scholars, college educated. But that's just like what? What is the actual percentage of that? What is the actual percentage? of children coming out of foster care, going off to college, going off to get a secondary degree, master's degree, PhD. You see where I'm going? What are the odds? Because a lot of children do not make it out of high school. A lot of them run off, drop out, they go to the streets, they live a street life because they don't have any friends, they don't have any family. So they do what they have to do to survive. Right, Melissa, set up for failure. Hidden under a blanket, the car was locally rented in New York. They have a woman in custody too. Okay, Marsha, I'll go back in and find that. Okay, thank you all for the update. But this is what I'm saying. It is a dirty system because only the children suffer the most. If you count out CPS, worker, family dynamic, you think of the child only. He or she is the one who has to carry the cross, the burden of carrying the cross. Every day in a strange person's home, wondering if it's going to work out, wondering if they're going to get moved again, wondering if they're going to get picked on, wondering if they're going to be able to get along with the parents, wondering if they're going to be able to get along with their parents, friends, and family. People, you all don't really sit and think about what it would be actually like going into a stranger's house to slumber. It can be just as difficult if you're an adult and you get yourself in a pickle and you got to go stay with somebody you don't know or you thought you knew, and then they start talking crazy to you, doing crazy stuff to you around you, or they accuse you of doing stuff. Now, they want you out their house. Now imagine you a child. Somebody's telling you, you can't stay here any longer. And I know for a fact, they don't tell them kids they want them out their house. They take the coward's way. And the CPS worker shows up and tells the child to him or her face, well, Miss Jones said it's not working out, so you're going to have to get your stuff and I'll be taking you somewhere else. And the child don't even know what the hell they've done for Miss Jones to say she don't want them there no more. So you see, you can bicker all day about CPS is bad, biological parent is bad, grandmama, auntie, uncle bad. In the end, it ain't gonna matter because they're not the child. They go on and live the life that they want, and this child is left to fend for him or herself against some people they don't know a damn thing about. And they shouldn't even have to be living like that. Because it's not their fault. And they didn't ask to come here. And I think a lot of us lose sight of that. You're too busy worrying about the other things, but you're not thinking about what it's like to be a kid in foster care. You're not thinking about what it's like to be adopted by some people that really don't like you. And you trying to figure out, why did these people take me into their house when they don't even like me? Hell, don't like kids, period. It has become a dirty business for some people. Bringing in children into the house is something I've noticed over the years as an adult, as a child. I've seen it firsthand. It's clout chasing. And some of you will not be able to understand that because a lot of you don't know the other side of a human. Because you see, the person you see at your job and church is not the same person behind closed doors. And the only person that could tell you what a person is really like is somebody who sleeps in their house, who sees the other dirty side of his or her demeanor. Because you see, in the street, you may not know that they are alcoholic, a drug addict, have a nasty mouth, nasty attitude, because that's not the person they portray in the street. And if the cat got out of the bag, they would deny. That's not me. I love kids. I'm a Christian. How dare you? You can't believe nothing she said, he said. They went here, they went there, they've been in all different foster homes, blah, blah, blah. Who are you going to believe? I tell you all the time, I don't trust nothing on 2 feet. And I speak from experience. So I don't believe everything that come out of somebody's mouth. And I don't care what you say about how you carry yourself. That don't mean nothing to the queen. Because I know that when the shades are pulled down, when that door is locked, you can be whoever the hell you want to be. And you can be that dirty bird that likes to pinch little kids, kick little kids, stomp little kids, touch little kids in their private parts, take photos of little naked children. Yeah, queen gonna keep it real. Talk bad about little kids. Talk about them to the face, behind the back, in another room, on the phone. You don't think nobody can hear you? I'm sick of that MF. Always doing something. Da, 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 da. See, that's the side that don't nobody see but the kid and other children. And then sometimes others will know, but shh, they keep their mouths closed. They don't say nothing. Ain't none of my business. I ain't getting into that. And that is the very reason why we have all these cases of child abuse and child molestation and rape, because nobody wants to speak up about what they've been hearing, what they've been seeing. They don't want to tell on their mama that she's been abusing her other adoptive and foster care children. This is why the cycle continues with abuse, because nobody wants to tell anything. The children too scared. And even though they know where they're staying ain't right, but they say, hell, I'll deal with it. I need a place to sleep. I don't want to go to another home. So that's why I said, if you want to sympathize with somebody, sympathize with the child. Because he or she is in a dire place, and they want somewhere to sleep, and they want to keep going to school, and they want to still be friends with their friends. And even though things may not be right in that house where they slumber, they want to keep things the same. Some. Hello, Mildred. How you doing? They want to keep it the same. Now, some kids may be dying to get out of their foster care doctor parent house because it's really bad. But every child is not the same. And we know that children are resilient and they will put up with anything. They will put up with anything because they don't have no choice. And this case to me is sad because now we have to ask ourselves, who's going to get the children now? Where are they going to end up now? What is their life going to be like now? Who's going to fight for them now? And who will CPS trust to take care of these babies again? Will CPS own that they could have possibly made a mistake taking the children away from Mr. Cash, his parents, however that ended up going, because I do not know? Or will CPS lay in the cut and say, we won't say nothing because it's nobody's business. We'll just work it out. Well, Denise, we know it's not no stability. It's not good. That's why children end up becoming messed up adults, because of how they were treated as children. And a lot of people don't understand that when you mistreat children, you are forming their identity by what you have subjected them to. So when they become adults, you sit back and then you criticize what they have not become. But you fail to realize, Bibles, I was telling y'all not to put no super chats up here. I told y'all to put that down there. I'm sorry about that. I didn't want no super chats, baby. But thank you. I'm telling you all that who join me YouTube takes a portion of the super chat money. I just found it out. So I do not want any more super chats during the live. You can send it to my Cash App if you like. $ Big Angie 129. That's why I was telling some of you to put that in the chat so people could see that. I'm so sorry. No, that's okay. I have to start putting it up somehow in the video, in the link. But I just want you all to stay aware. There's a lot of selfish people out here. There are a lot of hypocrites out here. There are a lot of people that you have no idea what they are like. You have no idea. Well, be truthful. Maybe it's best they stay in Alabama. Maybe they don't need to come back to New York. If they can find them a decent place down there or a decent family member down there. Because this is how I look at it. Right now, it's a messed up situation no matter how you look at it and whatever decision that CPS makes. Because I don't think they need to be back at this foster care. Because what I have to ask myself is this the same home where the little boy was living last year when he got taken by his father? An attempt abduction from the schoolhouse last January 2020. So if he was staying at the same place last year, then that house wasn't a safe place or a secure place for him to get abducted for sure this time. So I don't have verification if this is the same home. But the article originally says they've been there for 2 years or been in foster care 2 years. So that means if you've been with this lady 2 years, then you were at that same school and living in her house last year for your father to attempt to take you from the school. So that means he had access of knowing where you were to try to kidnap you. And now fast forward a year later, same month, he succeeded. That's okay, Bibles. Don't worry about it, baby. Just remember I got an IG account. Cash App. $ Big Angie 129 if you all would like to donate to the channel. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, baby. I appreciate everything. It's the same child, be truthful. The 2 children that he kidnapped yesterday is the same son he attempted to kidnap last January from school. It's the same child. Except this time he succeeded and got both of his kids out of the foster home in New York. And the children are believed to be 3 and 5. The boy is the oldest. So this is a crazy story. Yes, the boy is the oldest. So he didn't get the girl, I guess, last year. Tried to attempt to get her because she wasn't, school age. So he's had knowledge of where these people are. Now, did he have open visitation with the CPS? I do not know. But what I think is interesting is that he knew to go to that school. So as I tell you all, when you live in a small town, it doesn't take long to find out information. It doesn't take long to find out where to find a person or child. A person of interest, Marshall. So he ain't been taken. Well, I don't know what to say. Y'all giving me misinformation in the chat. Y'all don't know if he's been apprehended or not. I will come back with a video if I find out that he's been apprehended. I'll bring back a video. Well, Marshall, I don't know if they'll be taken back to that foster home. That's why I said it may be nice if somebody in Alabama can say, hey, we'll take the children in so you don't have to fly them back to New York. Because you got to think, these kids are not old enough to board an airplane by themselves. So that means someone would have to accompany them from the state to fly them back on an airplane to the state of New York. They're not going to let no 3 and 5-year-old fly on an airplane. They're not old enough. So they have to either go back to New York in a state car or accompanied by a state worker on an airline flight. It says one's in custody. Okay. So who's to say? We don't know how deep this runs with his cohorts and who was actually involved with him in stealing the children, transferring the children. It could be all kind of people involved. Because naturally, As the article states, okay, the woman driving the vehicle. So that's what I'm trying to say. You know, it was two cars involved because they stole her van. You know, they also had to have a way to get there to the house. So that means somebody dropped them off naturally to get to the house to kidnap them, or they walked there. Then they took her van, ditched it. So that means they also had to have another way to get from the second location with the two children. And I doubt they'd be in the cold walking with two small children. And then now, if it's true that they were found in Alabama, how they get to Alabama? So that means they had to what? Fly an airplane, or they drove down there. Yes, it sounds like it was planned. It sounds more planned now, knowing that they went to a whole nother state, and the state is a 16-hour drive. That's a long way to go in the dark. Because you know, at 8:40 New York time, it was dark when they exacted this home break-in. So they busted down this window, got in, took the kids, tied up the mama, other kids, left. So they left in the dark. So you went down the highway after breaking in his house with small children in the damn dark. So either way, it's a jacked up situation. Because you've committed some felonies along the way. All in the name of saying, well, they're my kids, I want them, they mine. But still, Mr. Dimitri, damn, you should have thought this through. What you should have done is saved your money some type of way and found you an attorney to represent you. And I don't know why this is true, but it doesn't matter what the crime is, what the case is. They always say hire an attorney, that you can get more favor with an attorney. Why, I don't know. Because even if you commit a crime or accused of a crime, a public defender is supposed to know the same information as if you pay for an attorney. So I never could understand that statement. Hire an attorney, hire an attorney. Well, some people can't hire an attorney. What is it, this attorney that you're paying for, what is it that he knows more than the guy over here that works for the public defender's office? I never could understand that. Or legal aid. Somebody help me, because I'm very confused at that. Well, Bibles, could be, but I'm just saying, in this case, I'm hoping that somebody in Alabama can step up and take the children and not have the kids go back to New York, because maybe there's a reason for all this. Maybe there's a silver lining to this kidnap scheme, that maybe the children can do better in Alabama if they get with the right family down there, get the hell out of New York, get some sunshine, vitamin D. You see where I'm going? Maybe something better is here for these babies in Alabama. I don't know. Now, who is this mystery woman? I don't know. But what you all need to also remember, there's also another child involved, because Mr. Dimitri has another child who was 2 years old in the last attempted kidnap case. When he tried to steal his child from the school last year, he had a 2-year-old with him. So the plot thickens. Where's that child? Where's that child's mother? And he must be a nice guy, because everybody's leaving their children with him. Maybe he ain't as a bad guy as we think he is, because it looks like he keeps children. I mean, as crazy as it sounds. But the baby mamas take off and leave him holding his children. I mentioned that already, Marsha, about him trying to run over the children. I mentioned that in the beginning of the live. That he had an altercation with the principal in his car. He hit the principal with his car or whatever. But you know, he would lie and say, well, he jumped in front of my car because I was trying to leave. Well, this is all crazy. This whole story is crazy. And I don't know what the deal is with Mr. Dimitri and the state. Like I said, I have no idea what transpired with he and the children, if he actually abused his children. I don't know why his children were then taken to his parents' house, why the children didn't get to stay there. See, this is why I always tell you all why you can't judge a situation when you don't know everything, because look at all the dynamics going on with these children. They came from a woman, then he ends up getting the children, then they go to his parents' house, then they go to foster care, and now here comes his brother, Patrick, saying he wants the kids. So one would ask, where was Patrick when all this passing the children around like a volleyball was going on? Where were you, Patrick? Where were you when your brother couldn't take care of him and the state said he abused him? Then they went to your mom and daddy's house, so it says. Then your mom and daddy got relinquished custody of him for whatever reason. Where were you? Then the kids went to foster care. Where were you? Now your brother has broken in the house and stole the kids. And now you say, I didn't know they were living down the street until, thank you, Edward, thank you. I didn't know they were living down the street from me until the story broke. I want the kids because I take care of mine. My kids got a good life. And I will give them a great life, my nephew and niece. Well, see, Patrick, the only problem with that is when the allegations came forward about your brother abusing the children, you should have stepped up then and said, hey, I'll take your kids until you fight to get custody of your children back. I won't leave our parents holding the bag because they've already raised us, allegedly, because I don't know their dynamics. Do you see where I'm going? Now we got some babies stuck down in Alabama, and we don't know what the hell's going to happen to the kids now. Any, miny, miny, mo. I'm going to check out of here, and I thank you all for joining me. I need to do more research about this story. Well, see, Pretty K, that's the whole point about Patrick. So this is why I always tell people, don't jump the gun and talking junk about CPS and this group and that when you don't know everything. All you have to do is listen. You have to find it odd that this boy has a brother and two parents, and the parents got the kids. The parents came from a mother. So you got to count all these people, connect the dots. And how do you go through all these people for these kids to still end up in foster care? That's why I always say, don't judge the story till you know everything. And you may not never know everything. There may be some fabrication in the story, some lies in the story, withholding information in the story. But you can't deny the children going from place to place, and they have living relatives. And the state don't want your kids. I don't know why people want to think they want your kids, because it's more work to place your kids somewhere. And if you are understaffed in an agency, why would I be promoting to put them in foster care when they ain't got nowhere to put them? But some of you believe this. The CPS are child stealers. They want these children, but yet you don't seem to understand they're not actually keeping the children. They are relying on strange people in the community to keep the children. So there's the difference. You think them CPS workers are keeping these children? They're not taking these children home with them. Supervisor's not taking these children home with her and him. They're just signing off paperwork and clock out at 5 and they are gone. It is strangers in the community taking care of foster children. It is strangers in the community bidding to adopt those children. Not CPS workers, not CPS supervisors, not the director Child and Family Services. I tell y'all to stay woke out there. It is strangers keeping these kids. And yes, these workers may rush to judgment in some of their decision making. I can't say because every case is not the same. But I would hope and pray that a person would not be using their own personal feelings to make a judgment against a mother, father, guardian, or whomever of the said child. And that's why I always say, if you feel that way, then speak up. Appeal the action against you. You have nothing to lose. And if you feel like you have been unjustified and wronged and getting your rights taken away, you have the right to fight. You have the right to fight for your child. Thanks for joining me. God bless all of you. Like, share, and subscribe. Drop your comments below. I will be back with an update pertaining to the father and whoever was else involved in getting the children out of there. Yes, you have to stay woke. You don't get fed wooden nickels. What can you do with a wooden nickel? Absolutely nothing. Thank you, Marshall. Absolutely nothing. Okay, Edward. It's only okay. So I'm gonna go check so I can upload the video to bring it to you. The said information. I want to thank all my new subscribers. Thank you. I'm 343, 46 plus. Thank you so much for all the new subscribers. Those who still follow a queen, support a queen. If you would like to make a donation to this channel, please cash out me at $Big Angie 129. Almost forgot that. But thank you so much. Thanks for listening. This is a crazy case. And sadly enough, I will be jumping back on tomorrow to bring you a recap of the California City Boys, because tomorrow will mark 1 month that Jacqueline and Trezell West filed a missing persons report out of California City, pertaining to the disappearance of their 2 toddler sons. And I will be recapping that story tomorrow and where the case stands at this moment in California City. And we will weigh all options and scenarios, but know that justice will be served. Justice will be served because we will have it no other way. So don't get yourself all riled up in thinking that this will be a cold case, that this will be a case that will go underneath the covers, because it will not. Because there are too many people wanting justice for these children. And we're not going to stand for anybody dicking around the system, the police, the FBI, the community, because there are people who care for these children. And although we don't know these kids, we're not related to these kids, they deserved a better existence than what they were dealt. And we're fighting for these babies, just like we're fighting for these other children out here who do not ask to be here. None of us asked to be here, but we're here nonetheless. And nobody has the right to mistreat us, whether we are a child or we are an adult. Nobody has the right to violate us, period. So long as I have breath in me, I will fight for all life. All life, all gender, all ages, and all races. Because as they say, in the end, you shall return to dust. So while we're here, all the bickering is pointless. Thank you all so much for everything. God bless you. Be safe, Miss Mildred. Praying for all of you. Praying for Miss Shirley. Hope you're well. Praying for my friend Miss Mary, who got out of the hospital a week or so ago. Praying for her. Safe journey. and her health. And I'm praying for all of you. Stay warm. Congratulations to Mr. Joe Biden and Vice President Kamala Harris. God bless you all in the White House on your journey, and praying for this country, and praying that people will one day learn to try to get along with each other and accept people for their differences, and know that we all put our drawers on the same way, so you are no better than the next man or woman. Because really, in the end, that stuff don't matter that you're arguing and bickering about. It doesn't even matter. Life's too short for the nonsense. Thank you, Mildred. God bless you, Mildred. Love you guys so much. Thank you. Queen is out of here. Got to get on the stories. Bringing you an update pertaining to the missing children out of Rochester, who have now been found, as you all say, in Alabama, of all places. Lord have mercy, Jesus, the devil's a liar. Let's pray those children get a safe home. And let's pray that justice is served for 2 missing toddlers out of California City. Amen. I'm out of here. Good night.